This is question number 1 of homework 5. Microhard has issued a bond with the following characteristics. Par value is $1,000, time to maturity is 12 years, coupon rate 9%, semi-annual payments. So this means that we need to work with semi-annual terms for every variable. Calculate the price of the bond if the YTM is. So prefer to use Excel to calculate this, as I will show you the reason later. So the par is 1,000 and maturity is 12 years. But since we said we need to work with semi-annual terms, so we need to convert that into the number of semi-annuals, which is 2 times 12. And coupon rate is 9%. So by default, every number is in annual terms. So this coupon rate is also in annual terms. But so we need to get the semi-annual coupon payment. So just to be clear, semi-annual coupon payment. And then this will be equal to the par value times the coupon rate divided by 2. That's the semi-annual coupon payment. So now the question is asking what is the YTM, or what is the price of the bond if the YTM turns out to be a different number. So the first number is 9%. Again, by default, this 9% is the annual YTM, but we need to get the semi-annual YTM. So semi-YTM is simply this number divided by 2. So now the price. Price, we can use the present value function because price is the present value of all future expected cash flows. In the case of bond, the future cash flows refer to the present value of the coupon part and the par value part. So the present value of the future cash flows is simply the present value of the coupon plus the present value of the par value. So we can just use the PV function, Excel, open parentheses. The first argument is simply the discount rate. That's the semi-annual YTM. And the second argument is number of payments. So this refers to the basically maturity in terms of semi-annuals. The third argument is the payment. So the rule for the PV function in Excel is that if we make the payment to be positive, then the present value calculated will be a negative number. So if we want to make present value to be a positive number, we can just make the payment to be a negative number. They have the same absolute values. So the payment, we can just make that to be the semi-annual coupon payment. Finally, the par value, the future value here is simply the par value. That's again, if we want to make the present value to be positive, we need to make the future value to be negative. So negative par value. So in this case, you can see that price as it calculated exactly equals the par value. And that's not a coincidence. The reason is simply based on the 4 important relationships we talk about in this session, that if the YTM turns out to be equal to the coupon rate, here the semi-annual coupon rate, then the price will equal to the par value, and that's the case. The semi-annual YTM is 4.5%, which is exactly equal to the semi-annual coupon rate, 4.5%. Hence, the price in this case will be exactly equal to the par value. So that's the first number we need to input, 1,000. And now you can see why I prefer to use Excel to calculate this question, because we can just change this YTM very easily by doing something change here. So everything will automatically change. So now if the YTM turns out to be 11%, hence the semi-annual YTM is 5.5%, so the price will be 868.48. So just copy that number here and get rid of the dollar sign. And that's the answer for part B. Part C, let's continue. Again, I want you to realize that we can roughly check whether we got some number which makes sense. Is that when the YTM is greater than the coupon rate. So that's the case for part B. 11% is greater than 9%, hence the price has to be lower than the par value, and that's exactly the case. So when we get to the part C, the YTM in this case is lower than the coupon rate, hence the number for the price we will calculate will have to be above the par value. So we can check on that, change this to be 7, and see what number for the price will change. So the number for the price will be 1160.58. Again, we can copy the number and get rid of the dollar sign. So this number is, as expected, higher than the par value. So check my work. Okay, we got every number correct.